Hey guys, my name is Brad Carney, and I'm the creator of Rack, and I'd like to welcome you all to the very first tutorial for Racked. Basically what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to show you how to get set up with Racked. So hopefully by the end of this tutorial, you'll know how to get your basic files and settings all set up. You should be able to have loaded textures for your level, and you should also be able to run your level within Racked. Alright, so why don't we just get started here. Now I've unzipped Rack to a folder, and I've created a shortcut for it here. As of this video, we're I think about 8 days away from releasing, so things aren't quite done. I'm hoping we get finalized icons for Rack and Racked here. Right now it's just a giant S, but we'll see. Kind of running out of time here, but hopefully we're able to get that done. Okay, so I'm going to start by double-clicking on Racked here. Now this should be the first thing that comes up. It's going to say it couldn't find any of your main resource files. You want to browse them now, and you're going to want to click Yes. And that'll bring up a screen like this, and we're going to click Add. Basically, what this is asking you to do is basically your main resource files. They have everything like the models, the definitions and graphics and textures and that sort of thing. So it's asking you to load all this stuff because it's not included in Racked, because that would be silly. So basically, hopefully you unzipped Rack to some kind of folder. I'm assuming it's in my Rack releases folder, and then there should be a subfolder there which has a bunch of data 00 number files. So basically, this is what we're after. We're after these 7 here. The thing is, though, that we don't need all 7. They're not all important. The ones that we do need are 7, 4, 2, and 1, and I'll explain that in a second. Okay, so once we have those 4 loaded, the 4 should appear right here. So then we're going to click OK. And then it is loading all those files. Okay. Okay, cool. So here we are at the main screen. Normally, if everything's loaded properly, you'll just come here the second you load up Racked. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start a new map. So we're just going to come here. You can use the toolbar, but let's do File, New Map. And then it's loading up some of the textures and other various graphics. So we're gonna wait for it to do this. So okay, it's all loaded here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna create a little room here. I'm not gonna cover that in this tutorial, but next time in the next tutorial we're gonna cover some of the important, basically just kind of how to create basic things. But that's beyond the scope of this tutorial. That'll be next time. Okay, so as you can see here, the rooms aren't textured. So that's going to be the next thing we do. So the first thing we do is we go up to not load main resources, but load additional resources. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add one of the texture packs. So let's go to when you unzipped Racked, there should have been a packs subfolder. So that's what we want to go into, and that should have our texture packs. Basically, the reason for this is basically what this is that each one of Rack's texture themes is split up into a separate pack, and the reason for that is that we expect Rack to have like a whole ton of textures eventually. And basically, we're assuming that people won't be able to load them all at once. Probably most people don't have I don't know. Let's say 16 gigs worth of texture RAM. So we're assuming that people can't load them all at the same time. So we have them all split into packs, and so I mean this prevents you from running out of video memory with your video card. The other thing that's nice about it is that you kind of give your map a theme by doing this. If you're only able to use certain textures on it, it's gonna fall into a certain theme, and it's not gonna look all hodgepodge and just kind of chaotic looking. It's gonna have a nice concrete theme to it. So why don't we, let's see here, let's go with the E1M2 theme, and we're also going to add the common pack, which is kind of like textures that we expect to be used across the various levels in Episode 1. They're not contained to any one specific level, and that's probably going to be stuff like supports and that sort of thing. Okay, so we're going to click OK. I think we clicked Open for. We're going to click OK here. And now, once again, they're loading. La la la. Still loading, there's a lot of them. Okay, cool. So we have textures here. I'm just going to do this little thing here. Poof, there we go. Now we have textures. Yay! And I'm just going to throw a player start here. But I'll cover how to do that later. Okay, so now we have our first little room. We have it textured. The only thing we need to do now is figure out how to run the thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Settings here. I'm going to click General Settings. And then we want to click on the Program Location tab. And as you can see, there's nothing here. And we want to change that. Alright, so let's go to Browse. I'm going to go up to Rack Releases, which is where I unzipped Rack to. So I'm going to double click Rack.exe, click OK. And then once this is done, we're going to go to the farthest button on the right here, which is Play the Map. So I'm going to click that, and if we did everything right, Rack should load up with this level that we made. Appears to be working. La la la. And here we go. Success. Isn't that awesome? It's our very first level ever. But hey, there's not much to it, so I'm just gonna exit out of here. And we should be all set. So now let's hear. I'm just gonna save this to temp. I'm gonna call that. And then I'm just gonna verify that everything worked. So I'm going to exit out of here. I'm going to reload Racked. Should come up. Oh, and now we get a little tip of the day. Awesome. Yes, I did know that faces created through Prism mode are automatically grouped together. I did know that. Okay, and then we're going to go up to File, Temp Map. And then we're going to wait for the textures to load. La la la. La la la. Oh, hurry up, you. Man, there's a lot of textures. Okay, and cool, we're all set. As you can see, it saved our additional resource settings. And I guess the final test here would be to just make sure we can still play it in Rack, which I assume we can. Excellent. Well, that appears to have worked perfectly. So I'm just going to exit out of here. Okay, I think we're all set. So, I mean, this should have explained to you how to kind of get everything basically set up. Oh, one more thing. I said I would mention this. I said I would go into detail on this, but I didn't. Basically, these 4 zip files that we're loading. Each zip file has a specific thing in it. Okay, so like for instance, zip 1, like this is all your object definitions and scripts and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of text-based stuff. Zip 2, like this is like graphics. These are like little things that are always loaded within Rack and Racked. This is going to be stuff like the no texture, and this all has like font data and particles and that kind of thing. I mean, not all of that's important for Racked, but specifically like the no texture, like that's pretty important. So we need that to be loaded. Zip 3 is all the maps in Rack, and we load the maps externally with Racked. We don't load them from a zip file, so we don't need this. Zip 4 is your models, so that's pretty important. That's something we definitely need. Zip 5 is the music and sound. So that's not something that WrackEd needs, so we don't load that. Zip 6 is all of the map textures. And again, I mean, you can load this, but I don't recommend it. But this is this has every single map texture. Eventually, I expect this to be pretty huge, and you're probably not going to want to load all of those textures at the same time. And then Zip 7 is model textures. So that's definitely something we need. So we load that. It's important to have all the models and things have textures on them. So that's pretty important. So okay, I think I've tied up every loose end in this. So you should now know how to get everything set up, and now you should have a nice explanation as to why you have to do some of these things. And I think that about covers it. Next time we're going to take a look at just basically doing basic things. Creating rooms and walls and putting items down and that sort of thing. And by the end of that, you should be able to create your own basic little map. So that should be pretty exciting. Until next time, see ya. Take care.